Hey, Coach. You're still in the hunt, but again, late goals being the bane of Charlotte's existence right now. If you could address those, and also the difference in the two halves. I thought Miami was dominant in the first half with some significant chances, but Charlotte played much better in the second half. To take the advantage again with that. If you could speak to those, please.
Yeah, I think we played against a quality team that people can think that they have nothing to play for, but it doesn't look that to me. They played a really strong game, like they should. And I thought in the first half we didn't control the ball as well as we should have done. It is something that, unfortunately, sometimes we tend to do that. We get the temptation to play this vertical ball, this long ball, and then after you play against a team like them, that when they get the ball, they are very good at keeping it, and then you have to work a lot and run a lot to get it back. Because the minute you don't put pressure, they control, and if you put pressure, you are not coordinated, that can find the gaps. So it's very difficult to play against this team. But I'm very proud of the boys because they came here and they play again toe to toe with a team that is full of quality players. And there is this late goals in the first half and in the second that obviously doesn't please me, but I think that we show to come here to Miami and to play the way that we did and come back in the second half and to control the game more. And having also the chances in the 2-1, or even before this, to score the second one, we had a few chances in the second half. I think it's a sign of a team that is alive, that is growing, and we need to keep going, and we need to keep to stay in the hunt, like you said.
And on Saturday, you're going to have to scheme for that other guy who says he's going to play.
I mean, Steve, if you want to have a word with him and keep him away, if he plays, he plays, and we have to deal with to play against all the players there. We have to focus on ourselves, and we need to play our game. And we have our supporters on our side, and I hope that they will really be behind the guys like they always do, strongly, whatever happens, because these guys, they really play strong game every time. They want badly to give our supporters the goal that we always had from the beginning of the season. It goes down to the last game, and we want to give them a big gift.
Molto grazie.
Great.
Thanks, Steve. John?
Excuse me. Christian, it seems like Kerwin had a strong game, obviously scored a goal. Same with Enzo, and Joswiak had a strong game. Were you satisfied with how the play was developing out wide? And Jaeger, I think I'm pronouncing his name correctly, it seemed like he had a very strong game as well. So can you just talk about how the front four there, so to speak, played tonight?
Yeah, I thought that Kerwin did well in the last game, and I wanted to keep him in the squad, so let's keep him in the team. And so for me, he's growing. I'm so happy he scored the goal because, as I said, I thought he was playing well. He needed that. And, there's been a few games that he's fighting well. He's protecting the ball. He's playing well back to the goal. He's pressing. And the goal is very important for a striker. So I'm very happy for him for that. Regarding Camille, I think Camille, we know that it's a player that he works well. I thought he was getting tired, and then I need to do something different towards the end because with the introduction of Jordi Alba and the structure changed tactically, and I thought that we needed to change our structure to minimize and to keep them in front of us. Otherwise, they would have penetrated us a lot more than that. So and then also I have the game on Saturday in mind because there's only 2 days and we need to be as fresh and as ready as possible. Brecht in the middle, he can play inside or he can play outside. He also had a few days in which he didn't train because of the traveling to Belgium and back. So I know he was struggling physically at one point, and I need to have some freshness with Carol, that also wasn't ready to play 90 minutes. We took the decision all together about how to manage that. And I think it's a positive performance here in a very difficult pitch. And we need to be ready for Saturday for another strong game.
And quickly, when Brandt picked up the yellow card, was there any thought of subbing him out?
I had that in mind because the worst thing that can happen, especially against Miami, against many teams, but maybe they are the worst team to play against them. So I had that in mind, but I knew that Brandt is intelligent and he doesn't put himself at risk. So nothing, I needed his legs, we needed his legs in the middle, and I thought he was very helpful towards the end, the double up on the side of Jamie with Jordi Alba and Robinson. So he was in my mind, but he brought some qualities that we needed towards the end of the game.
Thank you, Christian.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you, John. Carol?
Christian, I know hindsight is 20/20, but when you give up a late goal in such an important game, is there anything you wish you had done different tactically, or is this, you guys are who you are structurally, and things happen?
Yeah, there is always this question is always for, but even if you consider after 75, there is always should I have done better, should have done better, maybe. There is always something that can be done. For sure, there is that question, but I took the decision that I thought were the best at the time, and but every time we put the emphasis on this, I'm getting tired of this. We want to grow as a team, but you don't help us to grow. Asking always the same question the last week. Instead of seeing that the team plays, come here against Miami, plays a good game. We always talk about, we consider the last 5 minutes. We want to have a big mentality, but the big mentality comes also from the environment, And instead, always this putting the pressure on the guys as they concede. Yeah, teams that they concede 4 in the first 10 minutes or in the first half against a team like that. So we have to grow as a mentality as well, all of us. Also with the question we ask, instead of looking at the good things that these guys do on the pitch and play toe-to-toe against Jordi Alba, Busquets, and all the great players that they have, we always put the emphasis that we concede late.
Right. Well, and was that your message to the guys afterwards? I mean, what kind of things were you talking to them about?
I'm proud of the guys. The guy come here, it was very different from the last game we played here. It was very different from the last game that we played last season here, when we were 2-0 and we lost the game. But I thought that Miami was in control much more with the squad, with all due respect. He's nowhere near the squad that they have now. And instead, we came here and we played toe-to-toe against probably arguably the best team in the league, player by player. So I am proud of the boys, and there is no substitute for time. We can talk always about the same things, but we are growing and then we have to learn to manage those moments better. It's moments in the game. Listen, there is a cross, and they score a header, and ideally I want to defend every cross in the best possible way. But we can also talk that Nathan defend brilliantly 2 minutes after another very difficult cross from Jordi Alba. But I hope you see that as well, not just you, Carol, but in general. So I think that, there is a possibility of considering a goal against Miami when you play here.
And looking ahead to Saturday, you expect Carol to be ready to go?
Yeah, I expect Carol to be ready to go. Yeah, I expect Carol to be ready to go. Yeah, and then we should have Yere back as well.
Okay.
And Bill maybe take a little bit one more day just because he played late yesterday and he played nearly all game.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Kale. Thank you, Christian. We'll end it there.
Thanks. That's it.